Hey guys, so today we're going to be looking at what's the most disturbing thing you found out about your partner. So yeah, let's just get right into the video. My ex and I connected over very severe and alarmingly similar childhood trauma experiences. Almost a year into our relationship, he revealed extremely casually, like it was no big deal, that he'd made it up. He'd heard about my past from a former mutual friend and felt it'd be easier to get to know if we had this in common. He genuinely didn't see an issue with doing this. So he basically used her trauma for his advantage and he doesn't know why it's wrong. So glad she dumped him. Hopefully she was the one who dumped him. Jeez. He then proceeded to ask, since it bothered me, if I wanted to know everything else he'd made up too. Wow, the audacity too. He was like, oh, you know what? My whole self is fake too. Like, what is he trying to do? Like, rage bait her to dump him? Turned out about 75% of what I knew about him was fake. Weird, funny stories and experiences, childhood memories, things that had allegedly happened to him at work. He was just making things up. When I asked him why, he reiterated that he didn't see it as a big deal, and then explained he felt I needed to be humbled a bit, because my life wasn't that interesting. So he made up things to match my stories and experiences. Because his life was boring, he needed to make things up. It's a good sign if your life is boring. Seriously. I'm pretty sure a lot of people would rather their life be boring than freaking chaotic and traumatic. Okay? Jeez. My ex-husband, we had just gotten married 1 month prior to me finding this out, had orchestrated a whole wife swap situation with his aunt and uncle. Yes, he wanted me to sleep with his biological uncle while he slept with his said uncle's wife in the same bed. Didn't see any issue because no one doing the deeds were biologically related. This was something he and his family member had planned for weeks in advance. Get me drunk at the family reunion in the middle of nowhere. Literally not another house for miles, no cell service. Then have some ancestral orgy. I got in the car and left alone, in the middle of the night, petrified for the 3-hour drive back home. What the frick is wrong with her husband? Why would he want to sleep with his uncle's wife? That's disgusting. Okay, even if they're not related, you literally know that person as your uncle's wife. So pretty much that's your aunt-in-law. Oh, weird, man. People are freaking weird. I'm glad she got out of there. He told me 3 years into the relationship that he has cheated on all of his exes, sees people in the street and thinks about what he would do to them and that he wouldn't feel bad about murdering someone. I was just about to marry this man, dodged a bullet. Potentially? What the frick? She literally dodged a bullet. That's not even a metaphor. He probably would have lodged a bullet in her head if she didn't leave him. How do you talk about that so casually? Like, I wouldn't feel bad murdering someone. I wonder what it's like to murder someone. Literally random people walking on the street and who's thinking that. I don't understand people. When he orders wings, he eats the whole thing, bones and all. The plate is sent back empty. I think the first time he did it to get a reaction out of me, but it's been 4 years and he's still crunching away. Did she know that initially? Or like, did she find that out after, he made her fall in love with him? What the frick? Because imagine if someone did this on the first date. I'd be scared. I'd be like, you seem like a psychopath. Well, my first one had been married 8 times but never divorced them. How do you get married 8 times if you're still in your first... What? I'm so confused. How does that even work? Not me, but my best friend found out the stalker who was sending rape threats and blackmailing her, as well as me, was her boyfriend the entire time. He pretended to also be stalked, but he hired a private investigator to put a stop to it to play a hero, so my friend would get back together with him. He also claimed he was single and not married with a child. Yeah, these people are crazy, man. My fiance that passed away once told me that when she was younger, she was having sex and she looked at the bedroom door and it was cracked open and her dad was watching her. She continued having sex even with him watching. She was also very hypersexual. I believe her dad molested her when she was younger. That is freaking sad. I hope the dad rots in hell because he sounds pretty guilty. If you know your daughter is doing it and you see her doing it, surely, stop watching. Far out, man. People are freaking creepy. After my ex tried to smother me, several things came to light. First, he had been looking through my phone for months. We had been broken up for well over half a year at this point, but we were living together due to financial stress. He was using this opportunity to look through my phone while I slept. He had also been blocking men I spoke to, and even changed one guy's contact information to a disconnected number. Maybe a month before the incident, he had cracked my phone screen while I slept, then convinced me that I must have done it. The reason he decided to kill me was actually because he saw sexually forward messages my coworker had sent me, which I didn't even respond positively to. Also, the attack wasn't spontaneous. The night before, he had looked at his phone before telling me in a disappointed voice that his boss took him off the schedule at the last minute again. He complained about it for so long. After the attack, I looked through his phone and saw that he had texted his boss the night before saying that he wouldn't be able to come in because his roommate was having an emergency and he needed to be home for it. I also realized later that when I had first walked inside that day, he was waiting by the door with a baseball bat and Gorilla Tape. Freaking hell. Man, it's just so sad that she still had to live with him because she didn't have the money to just move out or even move back with her parents. It's really sad. It's like similar to toxic relationships where they stay in the relationship because financially they just can't go anywhere else. And it's so sad. But man, I hope he's in prison, rotting away. That she's still in love with her ex-girlfriend and has been having an affair with her since before we even got married, but didn't tell me that he was her ex-girlfriend for real until this year. And everybody on her side played along with it as they were only best friends, which in turn had this girl pretending to be my friend and my wife allowed it for 5 years. Don't worry, I'm leaving. Good! So she was cheating on him this whole time. And they also got married. This is the scariest. He was in the military for 20 years in a country outside of the US. He killed people. At the end, he said he was basically a gun for hire. He told me that he once had one of his soldiers eat a rotting bird full of maggots. When the soldier refused, he whipped him until he did. He didn't seem to show any remorse about any of this. Jeez. I hope that's her ex now, right? I'm a long-term gym rat and weight training. I'm not bulky but super toned. On my honeymoon, my husband asked me if I worked out because I wanted a penis if I wanted to be a man. And in that moment, I knew what a terrible mistake I had made. What? What? Is the only reason you're working out is because you want to be a man? Is that what he asked her? I'm so confused. They bite their fork when they eat. My soul leaves my body every time. No thank you. He would grope me in public, like no shame or social awareness at all. We'd be standing in a restaurant waiting for a table and he'd just reach over and squeeze both my boobs. People would stare and it made me very uncomfortable. Seriously? Why? Well, that's it for the video. Hope you guys enjoyed. Tell me in the comments down below what your thoughts are. And as always, thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked it and I'll see you guys next time. Bye!